You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
Just met, and you haven't got me quite figured out yet. I guess I'll save you some time. I got more than just one side. These worn out boots and these scarred up knuckles are from too much fun and from too much trouble. I wouldn't blame you if you walked away, but I really hope you'll stay. Cause I got a wild side when I'm feeling just right. Hang on, cause it's gonna be a rough ride. Get the feelings that I just can't hide. When it comes out at the wrong time, I got a wild side, 10 feet tall and it's double wide. I get the feeling that you just might like to meet my wild side. Words, I put God and family first, but sometimes turning that other cheek, it's just too much for me. I know what you think you see when you're staring right through me. You might get a surprise, cause I've got another side. I got a wild side when I'm feeling just right. Hang on, cause it's gonna be a rough ride. Get the feelings that I just can't hide. When it comes out at the wrong time, cause I got a wild side, 10 feet tall and it's double wide. I get the feeling that you might like to meet my wild side. knuckles are from too much fun and from too much trouble. I know we just met, and you haven't got me quite figured out yet. I guess I'll save you some time. I got more than just one side. These worn out boots and these scarred up knuckles are from too much fun and from too much trouble. I wouldn't blame you if you walked away, but I really hope you'll stay. Cause I got a wild side when I'm feeling just right. Hang on, cause it's gonna be a rough ride. Get the feelings that I just can't hide. When it comes out at the wrong time, I got a wild side, 10 feet tall and it's double wide. I get the feeling that you just might like to meet my wild side. Words, I put God and family first, but sometimes turning that other cheek is just too much for me. I know what you think you see when you're staring right through me. You might get a surprise, cause I've got another side. I got a wild side when I'm feeling just right. Hang on, cause it's gonna be a rough ride. Get the feelings that I just can't hide. When it comes out at the wrong time, cause I got a wild side, 10 feet tall and it's double wide. I get the feeling that you might like to meet my wild side.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Richmond, Virginia. Virginia being for lovers, and round number 2 of the iSNF NextGen Cup Series. He's Matt Metler. I'm Tony Trapasso. Thank you so much for making this part of your Saturday afternoon. And Matt, big turnout here tonight for the tight confines of Richmond.
Yeah, Virginia is for lovers, and apparently it's for racers, Tony. I'm seeing north of 40 haulers here right now. It is going to be action-packed around this facility. And why not? It's iSNF, some of the best to roll off here in sim configuration. Strap in, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get real. And Tony, the weather, it is a scorcher.
Oh, it absolutely is. 89-degree ambient air temperature, partly cloudy skies, which means the track temperature is just shy of the triple digits, as we are going to finish under the lights, so that's the good news. Taking a quick look at the point standings coming into tonight, Jake Waltman, after winning last week at Daytona, coming out of here with the points lead. That is not the right points. That is the right points. Jonas Gunnarsson coming out of Daytona with the win. Jeff Weimer, Dave Hendricks, James Bowles, Matt Forns. Your top 5 right now is there goes the hot lap session coming to an end. We will pull that back up momentarily as we're going to have to wait a couple seconds to start qualifying anywho as we bring up the tower. There we go. And track temperature now north of 100 degrees. And still waiting to see who's going to be the first one to actually roll it off pit road. If you said Jason Bauer, you were right. And we'll get back to the points now as there we go. We left off with Matty Forns in 5th. For Collie Racing had a great run last week. 2 cars in the top 10. That's amazing for them.
Yeah, they sure did, Tony, and they came around a little later on in the race, but they showed some poise and some skill. Let's see how they do here at Pocono, as you mentioned, round number 2. A lot of drivers now hitting this hot, slick racing surface.
As we're going to take a look at the man who did get the victory last week, Jonas Gunnarsson. There he is. Out of Gothenburg, Sweden.
Great looking paint scheme on the race car tonight.
Germany to the front. Lenny Schnevel Nice run, sir. There's Alex Eraldson immediately bumping him off, and with this track racing so much like a road course, not surprising we're seeing the international contingent put up some pretty good times here tonight. Gunnarsson goes third quick.
Yeah, Gunnarsson picking kind of right up where he left off. I mean, third on the board right now, starting third provisionally, of course, as we're still in qualifying mode here. But how about that a lap by Iracing, a 22:51? If now we're watching Hernandez out there on the racetrack.
There is Eraldson, as you mentioned. Peter Schmidt out of Hungary. International contingent here tonight. Harish Misal out of India.
Yeah, Stuart Haas Racing's own F41 getting it done there on the low line. Slides up a little bit there, but that's sometimes the preferred line on quarter exit. We'll see how this lap stacks up for him here. Got a good entry.
Checking over with Emily Fergrell out of Sweden. Rocking the jockey colors here tonight. And
yes, sir, indeed.
Baby, did Eraldson just lay one down.
A 22.50. That is a missile for Richard Childress Racing.
Absolutely is. That is provisional P1 as of right now. Mike Iskandar and the one out there. Oh yeah, no, that was hustling it. Mike Iskandar rolling off pit road. Tristan Rivers also rolling off pit road.
Yeah, only get 5 minutes here in qualifying. Some of the other leagues like to go 10-minute mode. Nope, you better get out there, put a lap down, or else you're going to be starting on the outside looking in.
True story is Tommy Stanley currently sitting 23rd quick out, or 25th quick out of the 25 that have laid times. Hey, you're from Buffalo, New York. He's from Buffalo, Illinois.
I was just going to say, is that Illinois or Buffalo? There's my answer. Well, one Buffalonian to another. We'll see how my brother from another state here is going to perform here at the short track here at Richmond.
Tommy usually doesn't try to set the world on fire. He will, however, have the car still chugging away when the checkers fly. As there's Peter Schmidt out of Hungary. Two from Hungary here tonight.
Tell you what, these international all-stars, they are making themselves known right now.
Absolutely. And you know, Matt, we have on Sunday nights, we like to call it, or Sunday. We like to call it the Battle of Buenos Aires. Well, tonight it's the Battle of Budapest. As we do have two drivers, Rosa Laszlo and Peter Schmidt, both from Hungary. Both from Budapest, I believe. So, something to kind of keep an eye on here as qualifying comes to an end. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. And just like that.
Yeah, dusted that one off.
Alex
just like
Eraldson winning quick time. Congratulations to you, sir. Let's get right into that starting grid. As setting 22.5 dead. Alex Eraldson sets quick time. Lenny Schnebel, 82 thousandths behind him. Jonas Gunnarsson is only another 5 thousandths back. Linus Broström is going to start outside of Gunnarsson. So an all-international first two rows is, and we got an all-American third row is Charles Robertson starting inside Paul Witt. Angel Hernandez and Cody McCorkle in row number 4. Row 5, we're going to see James Bowles and Danny Solo. Blake Lothan and Brian Chu in row number 6. Row 7 is going to go to Josh Grosso and Jarek McCauley. Tristan Rivers and Joey Maines in row number 8. Harish Misal and Jeff Weimer in row number 9. And rounding out the top half of the field, Mikkel Hagstrom and Rosa Laszlo in row number 10. Matt? Do we have Matt? Apparently we don't have Matt. Emily Fagrell and Rhea Ferris in all-female row number 11. Robert Rowe and Peter Schmidt in row 12. Row number 13. Jason Bower and Tommy Stanley. Mike Iskandar and Dan Hulmer in row number 14. Row 15. Marcus Hagman and Will Britton. Jerry Parker and Eduardo Carapato rolling it from row number 16. Row 17, Steven Sear and Chris Van Bistrick. Paul Wilson and Shane Griffin in row number 18. Row number 19, well, that's going to go to Bob Wyckoff and Michael Gervey. Hermie Shadler in the field tonight. He's going to be joined with Kristen Delgado in row number 20. Starting shotgun on the field in the 66. That's going to be Chris Melton. 41 drivers scheduled to roll it here tonight. As taking a quick look at some race facts for you folks. No fast repairs tonight. 4 sets of tires, 60% fuel fill. And we have the possibility of going into overtime. Geico restart zone in full effect here tonight. Stages are going to happen at 35 and 150. As we are just waiting for some last-minute stragglers to grid on up now. There you can see the vast majority of your field already gridded up, ready to go. Rieldson, Schnebel, Gunnarsson, Brostrom, Robertson, and Witt. Your top 6 is Tristan Rivers, unfortunately, going to have to pit start this piece. And so is Marcus Hagman. Neither of them out on track, and Hermie Sadler electing to pit start. As Rieldson starts to roll it behind that Ford Mustang GT500 pace car, the official pace car of iRacing. And we have possibly lost Matt. Yes, we have. Hopefully he can come back momentarily here. Field working his way through the 3-4 complex. Rieldson has the button. This track is under a mile. It's only 3/4 of a mile, so we are going to get 2 parade laps. Lights going out on the pace car this time by. You can see just how close to turn 4 that restart zone is. These restarts are going to be tricky because most of these guys are going to be starting in the corner. So I'm expecting some carnage early, as everybody's going to be a little bit antsy. Settle it in, and we'll try to get this sorted out quickly for you folks. 200 miles the scheduled distance here tonight as the field working its way into the 3-4 complex again. Pace car starts to pick up the pace. The only thing that's left for me to say is it's time to wipe the visor and adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, grab your guitar. It's time to get it on in Richmond. Race fans, it's show time! Complete Noah's Ark situation as we take the green flag. Rieldson able to etch out just a little bit of a lead right now as Schnebel and Gunnarsson go door to door down the backstretch and into turn number 3, still side by side for second. And it's a complete Noah's Ark situation behind him as everybody's still running 2x2x2 about as far back as you can see. As here comes the stragglers off of pit road. I believe that was Hagman we just saw. Yes, it was. And we're already under caution. go back and take a look at what happened here. The one I do know is Rosa Laszlo is involved in it. I don't know who else. There's the 77 to Laszlo. Just a little contact with the 17, goes up the track, and Ferris is around, sears into the wall. Oh, brother. Wyckoff into the wall, Chris Van Maastricht. Man, you hate to see that this early. We're on board with Rhea Ferris. It's going to happen right in front of her. Rhea just got run over from behind. There you see the body armor number 12. And it's going to happen with that Fastenal car in front of her. Yep, 14 just flat runs her over from behind, and all hell breaks loose behind her. Let's take a look at what happened with Chris V here. There is the number 38 on the high side. Everybody gets dumps. Lights are still on the pace car, or Rieldson. Currently showing the way. So caution one, flying before we get 2 laps in the books. Matter of fact, a lot of drivers didn't even cross for the first lap. And that's what I was talking about everybody getting a little antsy and people getting run over from behind. It's never a good sign, especially this early. As Chris Melton and Hermie Sadler both electing to not take the green here tonight. So Rieldson and Schnebel going to fire it off again. Matter of fact, no movement in your top 7 so far. Laps, 150 miles here tonight at Richmond. Thank you so much for making this part of your Saturday evening. As the pace car peels on off, here we go. Attempt number 2. Everybody getting single filed out pretty quick at the front of this piece. The battle right now is back there in 4th and 5th. Oh, hang on to her. Stars Robertson in the 20 having a moment.
Yeah, that was a big moment.
Robertson has had pace all day, so this could bode well for him in the late going, as he's known as a late run driver anyways. Here comes Paul Witt around the outside. He's testing the waters in that second lane coming through 3 and 4. guys still don't have it sorted out, as there is the Rainbow Warrior himself, Danny Solo, in the 24. Unfortunately, he's already dropped one.
Yeah, he's just outside the 10th place position now, Tony Trapasso. So you're right. He's dropped a spot in the 24.
Oh no.
And caution back out on the racetrack once again, now working lap 11.
That was right up towards the front. Why can I not find anybody? I don't even see him. There he is. Looks like Peter Schmidt having problems. Mike Irby having issues as well. Let's take a look at what happened to the 14. Oh, just a little too aggressive on the loud pedal coming off of 4, and oh, baby. Yeah, that's what you call ugly with a capital UG. Irby in the 31 catching a huge piece of that one.
You mentioned the anticipation, the anxiety. These tires are also a little still on the cold side of the spectrum. You get a little too much loud pedal in it, especially here at Richmond. That's going to happen every time.
It absolutely is. Oh, that was a self spin. They had nothing to do with each other, but Irby just rips the front end off that hot rod, and it's going to make his night a whole lot longer, as there are no fast repairs tonight.
That was a hard impact, Tony.
Yeah, it was. Matter of fact, let's go back on board with Irby. And this is from the front of Irby's 31.
Kansas City, Missouri, not Kansas native. Make sure you get that right. And just, ow.
Yeah, he didn't even have time to flick the wheel back. That thing stepped out, he tried to catch it once, and into the wall she went. But how many times have we seen that, Matt, with this next-gen car?
Time and time again. And it's just so unfortunate because, I mean, as you mentioned, he didn't even have a chance to react, and before he knew it, Captain Crunch strikes the front of that race car. As you mentioned, no fast repairs, Tony. It's not looking very good right now.
Here we see the Oregon native, Will Britton. He has issues because the 41 lost it. Oh. And he gets knocked around like a pinball.
A little 1-2 whack-a-mole action there.
Let's see what happened with Iracing, the man out of India.
See Michelle there working the bottom. Single file converter.
Oh, contact with the 42 with a teammate like that. You don't need a proctologist.
Hit him at the worst point in the corner possible as well.
Yep. And the 44, Robert Rowe, got knocked around as well back there. Matter of fact, let's go back and take a look at Rowe.
Yeah, multiple cars here just getting a little bit of a, as they mentioned in the YouTube live comments, Tony, a little rock'em sock'em action.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rowe was good right through here. And the 17 gets him again.
That's a twofer.
That's the second time tonight that the 17 has turned the 44.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, Tony. but hopefully they can get it sorted out. I mean, there's a long way to go in this race, and these other drivers don't want to get caught up in other people's shenanigans out there on the racetrack.
Yep.
It looked like he just flat out, it looked like he flat out lost it.
Who did? The 44? Matt?
Going by what I'm hearing over the radio waves right now.
Oh. Yeah, no, the 44 got dumped.
Yeah, that's what I see as well, but I'm just doing a little, radio communication, just listening in.
Yes, I miss
Tony,
being able to do that in those days.
Yeah, oftentimes, Tony, as you know, there's two sides to every story. Just about every type of racing action you get in, that all builds the character of the race. Everything that gets laid now, what happens later on in this piece when we're 10 to 15 laps to go, we shall see.
Well, this is one of those situations where you're probably going to fall into a Fred Durst. And by that, I mean it's all about the he said, she said bullshit.
Quoting Limp Bizkit, we are.
Yes, sir.
One of my faves.
Did I ever tell you what I did during one of my college classes about public speaking?
I could only imagine. No.
We had to recite modern poetry in front of the class.
Tell me you didn't do Hot Dog.
No.
Okay. That's a step.
I stood up there and I said, a soliloquy by Mr. Frederick Durst. It's just one of those days when you don't want to wake up, at which point the guy in the front row starts laughing his ass off.
Dying laughing.
The teacher looks horrified at the next line that I say. So, yeah.
That could be how some of those drivers feel right now. And we're only 20 laps into this piece.
Yeah.
That iRacing.com Ford Mustang continues to lead the field here. You got it turned into the right YouTube channel. Now lock in on the right eSIM Sports Racing Action Leader, SRM. Easiest way to do that, smash the like button, ring the bell. Tony, as we're quickly approaching in on over 3,500 subscribers. Can't do it with all the support from all of our...
Matt?
Yes, Tony.
Yeah, 3,500 subscribers. We're over 3,000 already. We're closing in on 35.
My mic must have dropped there. But yes, 3.5K subscribers. Want to thank everyone for helping us out here, joining the family. But in order to keep hitting our goals and keep helping these drivers find more awesome viewers such as yourselves at home right now, cheering them on the live stream, we cannot do it without your support. So smash the like button, ring the bell as those lights go out on the pace car, Tony.
And Lenny Schnebel having big connection issues right now. But then again, he is on the European server. The race, though, is on the U.S. server, so might be a little communication breakdown there. As Iracing going to start from the outside this time in the 8. Here we go.
That pace car pulls off pit road one more time. Iracing, he's going to have the button. Side-by-side drag race. What a jump from the outside lane in the 8. He's going to go ahead and he's going to get the torch as Iracing goes back to the lead here, but just behind him, Tony, 2x2. Dogfight for position number 2 out there on the racetrack.
And Schnebel's taking it off the track. He knows his connection issue is poor. So that's going to move Brostrom up to 2nd, Hernandez up to 3rd, and Lothian in 4th. Gunnarsson sits in 5th right now as these guys are finally picking him up. The guys and gals picking him up and laying him down right now as we've got a slugfest going on back here around the 22, 24, and 20.
Yeah, it is all-out warfare right now around the 20 to 24 of Solo. Robertson I mean, this battle hot and heavy just inside the top 10. Solo up 3 positions, now to 7th. Side-by-side action continues here at the juggernaut they call Richmond. Dives it down deep into the corner. Robertson sends it in. He's going to wash up the hill.
Leaning on each other.
I'll say.
McCorkle hanging back there right now. He had a great race ruined last week by someone else's mistake. So McCorkle looking to turn his season around quick, fast, and in a hurry. And right now, he's got to deal with Jared McCulley right behind him. And don't look now, but your biggest mover by far is actually that man in the 7.
Christian Delgado.
Plus 25 after not posting a time in qualifying, currently sits 15.
I've had a chance to race against this guy, and let me tell you, Tony, he is no slouch, a wheel man, and he loves these short tracks, and he's showing why right now. It's I can't, 25 spots, are you kidding me? That 7 is flying.
And he's been ducking and dodging all the carnage to do it. But, they say that super speedway racing is an art form. No.
Short track racing is an art form.
Super speedway racing is a flip book. Short track racing is Michelangelo's David, if you know how to do it right.
Yeah, well said, Tony Trapasso. As we continue to watch Christian Delgado here, just going ahead and getting it done. Every lane, doesn't matter where he wants to win on this racetrack. He's been able to get through, but gets pinched down there just a little bit there by Wimmer. 2 cars working the top lane. There's the 84 as well of Bowles. And Delgado is stuck, pinched down on that low line. He's got to get up on the racetrack because we know he's probably already put some hurting on those Goodyears. He's rocketed through the field. Just like I thought, here comes the 84 and Wimmer on the top side of the racetrack. They may start to prevail here as they continue to choke off the 7 from sliding up the racetrack.
The good news is, Matt, we're only a handful of laps away from the stage caution on 35. So he is going to get a reprieve. Not quite able yet to get into the top 10 as he finally wrestles a spot away from Wimmer. Now he's got to reel in Mikael Hagstrom and Dan Homer. It's Homer in 12. That's another one that's a big mover. The number 9 is currently sitting plus 16, just outside your top 10.
Yeah, some really strong contenders here early with these just lightning speed moving up the scoring pylon, as you mentioned, Tony.
And a guy who had his race taken away from him last week, that's Brian Chu in the 11. Definitely not the weekend Brian Chu was hoping for.
Yeah, the Fort Myers native, man, he was electrifying. So much fun to watch last week at Daytona until lightning struck, and we'll just leave it at that. But Brian looking to turn the tide here and doing a great job of it so far. Not on the biggers or movers categories. He comes up and catches a little piece of the wall there, but he's holding on right now just outside the top 10 in that 12th place position, starting to come under fire just a little bit from Hagstrom.
Final lap of the stage right now. Just going to go back up towards the front. It's Hernandez and Brostrom going after each other. And there's the caution. And there's your stage. Arildson, Brostrom, Hernandez, Gunnarsson, Solo, Lothian, Robertson, McCorkle, Grosso, and McCauley getting the final point. And with that, we're going to step away, pay a couple bills, and we'll be back right after this. back at Richmond. Lights have gone out on the pace car. Gunnarsson, Lothian, Wimmer, and Ferris all electing to stay out, and we've got a lot of fuel-only stops rounding out your top 10 here. As a matter of fact, I'm looking back through it. Iracing in the 8 and Dan Solo in the 24 are the first two that took tires under this stage caution.
Yeah, all the Fords at the front of the field. You got 4 of them. Green flag back in the air. Gunnarsson takes him back to the green flag here from Pocono, from Richmond, Virginia. Down hard into 1. Look at the 21 now pressing all over the back of Gunnarsson. Believe someone was up in the wall there. Was that Ferris, perhaps?
That was Ferris in the 12. She was flirting with the wall, trying to get up and out of the way because she knows those fresh tires are on the move right now. As she continues
she's
to
in the
backslide,
wall.
bangs the wall. That's no bueno. There goes Iracing. Here comes Solo as we are back under caution. Let me find it. Josh Grosso involved in that one. A lot of cars involved in this one. Well, let's take a look at what happened with McCorkle here, because it looks like it may have started with him. You see the 19, who's the meat and the sandwich. Fresh to his outside, fresh to his inside, and he went through only.
3 wide here at Richmond doesn't work.
Oh!
Whoa, it really popped off. You got cars everywhere.
That was the 54 of Grosso. Let's go back and watch that again here. This is what the iRacing blimp picked up. There you see Grosso on the outside. And you're going to see the 12 get into the wall coming off of 4. They're coming through 3 right now. So the 12 gets into the wall. Grosso gets into her. Gets run over by the 24. Down into the 19, and blackjack. Everybody lose.
Looked like that all started from the checkup there when the 12 on older tires there stayed out.
Yeah, she got into the wall coming off of 4. Grosso backed out to not get into her,
right?
And unfortunately got run over by the 24 of Solo. And we've got a lot of cars involved in this one. Grosso, Britton, Hernandez, Bower, Stanley, Sear, Laszlo. So yeah, I mean, just that's basically who's who of
Eichhoff, Wilson. I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah, we've had a lot of carnage in that one. Although all things considered, Grosso's car doesn't look in that bad a shape.
No, it definitely has all 4 fenders on it. The face isn't kicked in. Aero, not that big of a deal here at Richmond. It's important, don't get me wrong, but still should be able to run competitive lap times out there on the racetrack. It's now working lap 45 of 200 scheduled laps. That's the distance here from Richmond. In the state of Virginia, Richmond is for lovers 200. iRacing.com, Ford, Mustang, Tony, back to the point. Give these drivers a chance to refresh, reset here, and we'll re-rack them, restack them one more time as well.
Well, we are going to see another pit stop before the stage is over, and stage 2 is scheduled to end at the conclusion of 1:15. So we've got a ways to go before we get there, but definitely going to be a fun one for sure. And look at the front of Gunnarsson's car. He's hit something that didn't move much.
Oh, yeah, we've seen that before, Tony. Clearly, he's impacted something out there on the racetrack. It has caved the front of that Ford in.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen that actually help on the short tracks.
Short tracks and road courses, it seems to help. As long as you didn't hit whatever you hit too hard.
Right. And now you'd think it'd screw the balance of that race car all up, but for some reason it seems to have the opposite effect here as those lights go out on the pace car. Reach up, pull those belts tight one more time, get ready to boogie.
Well, Matt, if you look at what it does, it creates a channel to get the air into the underbody of the car to suck the car to the ground. So it actually increases the airflow under the car to help pull the car into the surface. So yeah, that's why it helps.
Yeah, great read there, Tony. As that pace car pulls off, back to the Geico restart zone, and off we go one more time. Back to the front, wasting no time. Gutterson, look at the 3 wide action behind him. The 3 sending it on the top of Bolstrom. He's trying to send a ripper on the top side. Where's a Cletus McFarland? Oh my, get skinny. Robertson throws it up there right in front of him. As they get it sorted out now inside the top 4, 5, 5th, and 6th. That's a different story.
Yeah, because here comes a Realton on the fresh tires. Matter of fact, freshest tires of anybody around him right now.
Look how he is able just to work his way through
we're
that
under
track.
caution again.
Trouble again on the racetrack, working lap 49. TRD campaign clearly affected. Toyota racing driver.
Let's take a look at what happened here as we're following Angel Hernandez. There he is in the 45. And the 17 and the 45 get together again. Oh!
Wrong place at the wrong time, Tony.
Yeah, the 77 definitely was. Let's go back and see what really happened between Hernandez, though, and the 17. There you see him in the iRacing blimp. 45 down on the bottom. '17 just came down into him.
Yeah, there was a race car there. Wasn't clear there on the bottom.
And because of that, the 77 that's game over for Laszlo. And you know, they have an incident limit here for this race tonight. We're not even to the halfway mark, and I dare say that there's probably a good handful of people that are more than halfway to the Dairy Queen Award.
Yeah, unfortunately, but that, Tony, that looms. I mean, that has to be on the minds of some of these drivers and teams now, as there's been an awful lot of contact mayhem out there on the racetrack so far.
Yeah, unfortunately, Laszlo, he's going to be spending an extended amount of time on pit road getting that car fixed. Gunnarsson, after gambling on a tire strategy, stays out.
Well, we've seen Gunnarsson last week. He had the big guns at the Super Speedway. Now we go to the opposite side of the spectrum, Tony, and he's still firing the 50 cals here at Richmond.
He is the 21 right there with him. Out of Wesley, Massachusetts.
Yeah, for Wood Brothers Racing, having himself a great run here early.
Yeah.
No question about that.
The Woods Brothers car has been strong the last couple of weeks, for that matter. They had a solid run at Daytona until it all went wrong.
Yeah, what could have been.
Mm-hmm. And we got a formation at the front of this piece that would make Frank Marchese very happy. 22, 21, and 20 in that order.
You're right.
Now we got the wrong Bass Pro Shop car up there. It should be the 19 for the next one in line, but unfortunately, he's mired back in traffic as the pace car is in. Gunnarsson pulls the trigger. Lothian goes with him, immediately slots in line. And here comes Robertson and Brostrom as they are still door to door.
Yes, door to door, side by side. They still don't have it sorted out. The top two, they're single file, but like you said, Lloyd and Brostrom, they are throwing haymakers at each other. Who is going to prevail here? Someone's going to have to give. Ooh, the three gets a little bit loose there coming across the start-finish line. That top shelf should have the momentum, but when you're on the bottom, Tony, this next-gen car likes to rotate better down there, and it's obviously the shorter way around this track. The end result is a John Force special out there around this bull ring.
Yeah, and we got problems towards the back.
Oh, someone's off in the landscape.
Bob Wyckoff in the grass. Let's take a look at what happened with Bob. Three-wide situation, never a good idea. Okay. How is that not a caution?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing, Tony. I mean, clearly he's just stopped, momentarily out there on the racetrack in the grass.
Oh, we got problems in the middle.
Oh, big time problems for the number 7. Christian Delgado gets massacred. Such high hopes. Oh, he almost slides down into traffic. What happened to the 7? Because he was a rocket.
Watch the birdie. In heavy traffic right now.
Oh,
was
he got
there
the
contact?
Yeah, he definitely got some help. And then
I don't know if there actually was. Let's go take a look at this one again.
The way that 7 reacted, I thought for sure he had help.
Well, there you see the 9, a homer right behind him. Nope. Started it on his own, and the 47, nowhere to go. And this is going to hurt. Ooh.
Yeah. Then he takes a hockey puck to the face and almost comes down. Talk about deer in the headlights.
Take a look at what happened with Carapato here. This is the 43. Guess wrong.
That's all you can do, though, Tony. In the situations like that, just
oh yeah,
gotta go with your gut instinct, and half the time you're right, half the time you're wrong. And unfortunately, for Christian Delgado from Abilene, Kansas, I don't think that race car is going to be as good as it was. But if these cautions keep up, he'll have opportunities to get it fixed. But certainly, I mean, that car was absolutely on a rail around this place.
Yeah, it was. And then he just got caught up in other things, and no bueno.
These racetracks here, short track racing in this next gen car, it's you know, some people say it's, you know, where you start. I really think it's not how you start, it's how you finish these things. It's attrition. It's just being able to be the right place at the right time, having, you know,
Not being
great
a
spot,
bull in the china shop most of the
not
time.
being a bull in the china shop. You got to get lucky.
Yeah, you do. You have to have all the breaks go your way to have success on a short track. But the guys that can do it consistently, they make an art form out of it.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, unless you're fortunate enough to be like Gunnarsson, for example, who's just been bad fast and has been able to start up front, and yet even he still has damage on his race car.
Correct. The biggest mover right now is that number 9 of Dan Homer, as he's sitting plus 19 in 9th.
Yeah, he's been hitting a home run throughout the field throughout the year going here. 64 laps in. Now sitting there inside the top 10 in 10th. I see you, Dan Homer.
Gunnarsson has the button. Pace car is in. Into the Geico restart zone we go one more time. The 22 jumps on it, and off we go. Back under green.
Back under green, back to the live action. Tony Trapasso and Gunnarsson continues to pilot and carry the torch around Richmond International Raceway. But my God, my goodness, racked and stacked 2 by 2 by 2 on back from him. I mean, you have a potentious dogfight here building. Look at the 21 bringing it all the way up to the lip of the fishbowl there. He is literally running the outside of this place, or was. Now he's able to get down, tries to put the squeeze job there on Bolstrom. They're still 2 by 2. They don't have it settled. They both bob it in the corner. The 21 tries to get the advantage here. He's going to try and get it on corner, exit back, and steps out. He gets loose, and just like that, here comes the 3 charging back.
They're going to have to get this sorted out pretty quick, because here comes a Iracing on the pressure tires. And he's got Dan Solo right behind him. As Peter Schmidt looks like he may have had issues.
And it looks like Ali versus Tyson right there for second and third position right now. They just keep going at it. And all this side-by-side action, this is letting that JGR car, that 20 of Robertson, come into the picture as well now, now he's putting his nose in there for third.
Yep, absolutely. There is Robertson in the Toyota. Matter of fact, only Toyota in the top 10. Oh, don't do it.
Thought about it.
They were thinking about 3 wide there.
Whoa, did you see that wiggle?
I absolutely did.
21. Wow.
Yeah, he was sideways off a 4 in a 4-wheel drift there.
What a save by Blake.
So it's let Brostrom by. Is now Lothian. Oh, crap.
Caution, lap 71. So we had some epic battles up front. Oh, and the 12 of Rhea Ferris. Not pointing in the right direction initially here on the racetrack.
Looks like she may have gotten together with the 7 of Delgado.
Troubles continue for the 7 of Christian Delgado. Rhea Ferris gets caught up in it. In the 12 from Cleveland, Ohio.
What?
I need to see that again.
Here they go into turn 1. Ferris is sideways on entry, chases it up the track. 7 annihilates the front end of that car. So watch this going into turn 1. She's going to get a little bit loose on entry.
Just a tick loose, going to catch it, go up the racetrack.
Yep. And then she... Okay, we got to go on board because something doesn't look right.
Yes, it's not going.
Oh, that car was going down track on its own. That was not really her fault. Because you can see
right,
she was turning to the...
Looking incident there.
Huh? Watch the orange stripe on the steering wheel. Okay, the back end steps out there.
Right.
She chases it. Now the front end's trying to catch grip. She's unwinding the wheel. She's actually turning to the right, and the car was just going down the track.
Down the track.
Yeah, that was outside of her control at that point. I mean, I feel bad for the 7 of Kristen Delgado, but Maria didn't have a choice.
No, she really didn't. I mean, you're out there a competitor on the racetrack. You know, you're in the heat of the moment. I mean, what else is she supposed to do, Tony?
You drive the car.
That's all you can do.
And that's what she was doing. She was...
Right.
You know, she was steering to get the car to go up the track to get out of the way because she knew people were coming. Lights are out on the pace car.
75. Lights back out on the pace car. Tony, re-rack them, restack them here one more time. Want to thank everybody for joining in live on the YouTube channel right here on SRM. Sound off. Let us know who you're pulling for. We'll get these drivers some extra stream time, extra coverage. And often when you're cheering them on, they know you're listening. Or they know you're watching, I should say. They'll drive a little bit harder for you out there as well on the racetrack. Is everyone trying to chase down the Ford of Gunnarsson? He has been the man with the plan so far through 75 laps. Bolstrom tucked in on the bottom. Look at the restart there by the 22. Tony, he was shot out of a cannon.
Brostrom tried to hang tight, but yeah, you're right. Gunnarsson he was on it. Like he almost had 100 extra horsepower there. Lothian falling back to third as he's door to door with the 20 of Robertson. And then it's Noah's Ark behind him. 2 by 2 by 2, about as far back as you want to look.
You know who loves seeing this right now? Gunnarsson, because that's going to allow him to check out on this piece, or it should. But now the 3's going to get free. He's going to clear the mayhem. 3 wide behind him.
Oh!
So much smoke getting in there.
That was Dan Solo, overcooked it going into 3 as the 21 threw the block on the 8. It's a matter of time. There we go. The 8 just had so much pressure tire.
Oh!
And around goes to 21.
World?
Yeah, mine moving me back down to my team.
Who the hell?
Someone is up in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, it's me, Blake. Hello.
I have no idea. Why?
It's Blake. Hi.
Thanks
Hi.
for stopping up.
Yeah, of course. I got pulled up here.
Where am I putting you?
Team Penske, please.
Big thanks for Blake for stopping in, staying high in the broadcast booth.
I think that's what caused that accident. Is somebody moved him up here.
Kind of scared the bejesus out of me. I didn't hear anyone come in the back door.
And why do I not see Team Penske?
TPR or something like that? Well, a little update. I actually have pretty much no damage on the right front somehow. The wheel's still straight.
Good news.
I have no idea how.
That's some good news. Okay, this is getting ridiculous because I don't even see where. Okay, somebody got him. Well, that would explain why that caution came out. Somebody threw him up into our broadcast booth, and it kind of freaked him out because he heard voices that he wasn't used to hearing. And let's watch that again.
Well, someone actually put him in the quiet room.
I didn't.
And now he seems to. Okay, I believe he's okay now. '21 got lofted up into the air.
You can tell the exact second that they moved him into the broadcast booth.
You could see it on the racetrack.
Yeah. Matter of fact, let's go on board with Blake and we'll show you that again. Watch his hands. Brushes the wall. Still keeps it pointed in a good direction. Side by side, the 8 gets by. And it happens right there.
There. And that just goes to show you, Tony, how much focus that driver is dedicating to, situational awareness, running his racing line, understanding what's going on in front of him, trying to, to everyone else in team communications what's going on behind him. And the minute he lands in the broadcast booth, it just seems like it all went wrong for the driver of the 21. Just
how the F did I get here? That scared the hell out of me as I'm trying to lay the power in smoothly, and he just jerks the throttle, and the car just goes around on a corner exit.
Would have done the same to me.
Yeah?
For certain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I know what it's like being in the in-race reporter, from a driver's perspective, and I know and I forget. I've almost done it.
Yeah, but you've got that background noise there all the time. It's when nobody's talking, or at least nobody's talking a lot, and then all of a sudden you hear you and I going back and forth with banter.
Right. And that's my point. You still have the background noise, and yet when that voice breaks through, it startles you.
Yes, it does. And I just want to say on record, whoever moved Blake into the broadcast booth, you're an evil prick. Gunnarsson electing to take the outside lane again. Brostrom looking to go with, and green flag is out. Gunnarsson sends it up the track to get that car pointed as straight as he could to get the speed up. And they're going to have to get this sorted out quick, fast, and in a hurry because Iracing is coming with the fresher tires.
Yeah, Iracing is coming quick, fast, and in a hurry. The 3 knows it. He's going to send it down into the corner deep, eating on the inside. 22 is going to keep him honest there, working. Look at the wiggle out of the 3 there. Woo, what a save by Bolstrom. Still door-to-door banging on each other, leaning on it, giving each other plenty of room now, though. It's still a drag race here down the backstretch. Coming into the 3 and 4 complex, Tony, they still don't have it figured out. And look who's coming. Iracing starting to knock on the back door of these boys.
They are, but we are flirting with another caution. As I see Bob Wyckoff having issues again. We're going to stay with this battle up in front, though, as now it's quickly turning into a 3-horse shootout.
Great racing at the front of this piece, though. My goodness. Gunnarsson and Bolstrom, they are putting on a clinic right now. This is how you do it short track style, side by side.
Well, I mean, they are former teammates. So
they're racing like it. Being courteous.
Oh, yeah.
Keeping the energy and the drama up. Almost do a little high-five action there. That's about as good as you're going to get without taking each other out at Richmond.
Well, they're former teammates here in Cup action. They're current teammates in endurance racing.
They have a lot of experience then racing around each other, and it's showing right now on the racetrack.
And then they got their other teammate, Iracing, who's set on pole tonight, sitting right there with them. So a Swedish contingent, 1, 2, 3. Is it going to be a an all Norwegian podium?
It's looking that way right now. And Iracing just sitting back there. I'm here in Lincoln Park, somewhere I belong, trying to figure out where he can poke that 8 car in. Because a lot of that racing surface there was clogged previously, but now the 22 is going to spring back by. He's going to get back to the point. Iracing's going to jump to the high side. And there's a smoke fest in front of him. There goes the 3. What a save by Bolstrom.
Looks like Wyckoff and Fernando Carapato and Jason Bower hitting into each other. However, we stay green.
Wonder what the blood pressure's inside of that cockpit of the 3 car right now, Tony.
Quite high. And there's a very damaged 47 of Lenny Schnebel right in front of him.
Schnebel looks like he took a howitzer to the face.
Well, he was involved in one. The fact that he's still running top 5 is nothing short of miraculous.
Impressive, very.
Take a look who's in 7th right now. That is the 9 of Dan Homer, plus 21.
Big move for the race award right there. Right now goes to Dan Homer. Hendrick Motorsports driver. That 9's looking good out there on the racetrack. Looks nice and planted in the racing surface. Has a great arc coming into the corner. That car's rotating the bottom really nice too, Tony.
Let's go on board with Dan. Turn it up.
Got a hold of pretty wheel, Tony.
It's the way to get around a short track. A little bit of a moment coming off at 2. Had to chase it.
Yeah, car to the outside there. They like to get a little aero tight.
And the thing is, that's a lap car. That's the 4 of Paul Witt, who's a lap down. Now, Homer's not a happy camper right now. I can pretty much guarantee that.
No, you're absolutely right there. Paul Witt was having a nice run last week at Daytona, one of the young guns in the field. But I don't believe he's battling the 9 for the lucky dog position either.
Well, no, Witt is a couple laps down.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, he's 3 laps down.
Ooh, gets into the wall there. That should be exactly what the wall.
Get skinny.
That was almost disastrous for the 9.
Oh, it absolutely could have been. Well, Homer on the move. Looking strong. Another guy that's on the move is back there in that belt lane number 5. That is Marcus Hagman, another one of the Swedish contingent tonight. After pit starting, up 15 into 14th.
Can't argue with that, Tony. As you said, pit started. Might as well start in the other zip code or area code here. All the way inside the top 15 now, currently sitting in that 14th place position, just like you said. Lap times looking solid. Very competitive lap times. Fastest car on the track, though, continues to be that RCR number 8 machine. Iracing, he's still running 22.5s out there on the racetrack. Everyone else in that 22.6 or higher.
Well, last time by, everybody was in the 23s. But you're right. Iracing's still one of the fastest cars on track that last time by. And now they are heavy into the lap traffic. Gunnarsson, Iracing, and Robertson right there on top of each other. And then you're almost a full second back to the 47 of Schnebel. And how the German is able to hang on with that car, I have absolutely no idea. But Schnell.
Yeah, just an amazing piece of driving there by the 47. You're absolutely right. You see the one smoke, the tire goes up the hill a little bit, right in front of Bullstrom. That's going to slow his momentum down just a little bit, give him a moment to breathe a little bit here in the 47 machine. Now the 3 is going to get clear. Go back to work against the 47 of Schnobel.
Absolutely right. As we're going to go back here just outside your top 10. This Josh Grosso and Joey Maines slugging it out with Brian Chu. So that's 10th, 11th, and 12th, all right on top of each other.
Oh!
And Chu just got yeeted.
Chu got yeeted and took out a piece of the wall just about. Smoked it all the way up the hill.
Let's watch that again. Like he may have had some help.
Close company here.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. What a save. I mean, he got the wall nowhere near as light as I thought. He hit much harder looking at how he was going up the hill.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But he's still bringing it pit side to make sure that, you know, that car is still raceable here.
Yeah, that car should have been destroyed. What a miraculous job by Brian Chu there.
Here we go, Sweden on Sweden action at the front of this piece. The Ford of Gunnarsson, the Chevy of Iracing, side by side for the race lead, coming off a 2.
Coming off a 2, I think laps traffic might be playing into this one. You betcha. On the outside, punches the ticket back to the front. Put that RCR car back to the point. Iracing now leads this piece 108 laps in out of the scheduled distance. But he is not out of the woods yet, Tony. Still plenty of potential lap cars in front of him. As look how congested this racetrack is just in front of the 8.
And he made that move exactly when he needed to. Oh, Gunnarsson's going pit side. Okay, so Gunnarsson could not make it to the stage caution, which is going to happen here in about 9 laps. 6th into the wall is the 41 not paying attention.
Someone just eated the inside
barrier. Yeah, that was the 6 again.
Stay green out there on the racetrack, though. Can you imagine the stress, the tension inside the cockpit of that RCR Chevrolet?
9 to go in the stage. Iracing's trying to claw his way back forward as that lap traffic that's let both Robertson and Schnebel get by him. Unbelievable.
You learn something new every day, Tony.
If you're a Iracing, you got to be ready to start spitting nails.
You know, I was going with a different approach with that, you know, about learning something new every day. But yeah, you might as well just put a nail gun inside that race car. It's just starting, pulling the safety back and just hip firing, because he has got to be through the roof.
Oh, yeah. I mean, those lap cars just, they jammed him up so badly that Robertson, Schnebel, and Brostrom all got by him.
You know, and he had to work his tail off to get by those cars.
Mm-hmm.
And hit the reset button. Now we got to do it all over again.
Right now, the man out of Knightsville, South Carolina, showing the way. 6 to go in the stage.
Robertson continues now to lead in the 20.
Actually, I take that back. It's 2 to go in the stage.
Yeah, one more time around here, or 2 more times around here now. Ooh, big wiggle there out of Robertson. That's going to allow Schnebel to get right up on the back bumper as that car continues to somehow have speed in it, Tony.
No
I
idea
mean, that
how.
47 is tore up, and that man is up on the wheel.
Well,
Just
if you look at the
taking
front
it
bumper
to
of the
front.
47, matter of fact, let's go on board the gearbox. You see the gap there? That's letting more air under that car, and there's the stage. So Robertson, Schnebel, Brostrom, Arilson, Solo, Homer, Bowles, McCauley, Grosso, and Maines gathering points there in that stage. We'll be right back after this.
What's up, guys? Roger Debo, front tire changer for the 45 Alpha Prime car. You're watching Sim Racing Media.
And we are back at Richmond. Robertson winning the battle off pit road. 4 in fuel for everybody down pit road that time.
Everyone taking Dr. Feelgood's, a.k.a. Goodyear Eagles 2 cans of Sunoco racing fuel. Got to keep your grip out there on that racing surface, Tony, as that sun begins to set. I bet you that track surface, that track conditions are changing, and hopefully these drivers are staying on top of that as well.
The track temperatures dropped 5 degrees since we started the broadcast, down to 95. Ambient air temperature, though, still up there in the high 80s. And the reason we're seeing so many guys slipping and sliding on corner exit is take a look at that water drain, Matt. There is not a lot of water in the air, so these guys are making all the horsepowers.
Yeah, gobs of it, Tony, as you like to say. You have to respect that loud pedal here at Richmond. Pace car is going to pull off one more time. That's going to give the button to Robertson. And he's going to hammer it late in the restart zone. Back to green flag action. 121 of 200, the scheduled distance. Here comes Iracing working on the bottom, wasting no time going up against the 47 of Schnebel. Schnebel gonna throw one back on the outside, says not so fast, buddy. What a power move by Schnebel in the 47. The 8 didn't like it, comes up, gives him a little love tap on the back of that race car. These guys better get it sorted out, because if they don't, Robertson's going to sneak away here, and just about does, as they get single file through the top 4.
Well, one of the things we were talking about before the break is the nose on Schnebel's car. It's got a channel to try to get more air under it right now, with it caved in as badly as it is. So he's getting more downforce. Oh, we got somebody around in the back.
The 19, Cody McCorkle.
Keeps it pointing in the right direction. We stay green. Keep it down there.
Keep it down. Get it going. There you go. Everyone's going to get by.
We talk about moving and shaking. Dan Homer now sits in 5th, plus 23.
Yeah, Dan Homer sits in 5th, and Grosso just went up there and hit the wall. He is stuck in that outside line just behind this piece here. Door to door with the 84 of Bowles.
Got some good action going on up here towards the front, as that's Robertson and Iracing going after each other. Now it's Brostrom and Robertson going after each other. I believe there was a lap car that just tagged the wall. Oh, get skinny.
Everyone makes it through that. Incredible.
It was a 47 that went up and banged the wall. I'm surprised that car is still on track, considering that it just had the front end ripped off of it about 100 laps ago.
Yeah, it just had to go through facial reconstructive surgery. Wreck on the racetrack being called out on the radio, and caution, lap 127. Caution out once again here at Richmond.
Unfortunately, I don't have it.
Looking at the front of the field right now. Trying to hunt and see if we can find what actually brought the caution out.
Well, give me a second here. We're trying to find it, folks. Bear with us.
And while Tony's trying to track that down, I want to thank everyone again for joining in on the live YouTube stream. iSNF in action, of course. The competition you're seeing out there on the racetrack, smash the like button, ring the bell. Come home to 7 days of high-flying, high-octane racing action right here on SRM. We ain't done after iSNF. I go for a doubleheader as DRL invades California. Don't miss it after conclusion of the coverage here from Richmond.
I don't have it.
You know, sometimes, Tony, with all the powers that be, even the master yourself, sometimes those ones just get away. Use a lot of different software pieces to make this possible, and sometimes it's just not in the cards.
Normally, I can figure something out.
Oh, you're a replay machine, my friend. I mean,
oh, there it is.
You found it.
I think that's where it is.
Definitely seen some tire smoke.
Yep, that's what it was.
Oh, the 9 gets rocked and socked. It's spun, saves it. Daniel Homer.
James Bowles getting into him, going into 3. The 54, Grosso, nowhere to go, gets a little bit of a piece of it.
Oh, yeah, just sent it in the corner a little too hard on the bottom there. The 9 backs up the corner, and there you go.
Mm-hmm. Matt, take us to green.
Lights are off on the pace car. That that methodical 47 at the front with some little extra downforce. Can he get around the 8 of Iracing on this restart? We're about to find out. As we hit the Geico restart zone. The
Actually, Schnebel had the button.
Schnebel had the button. Thank you, Tony. Able to clear, gets a great restart there. Going to come down right in front of Iracing. Now that's going to open up the outside for Roberson. Oh, big wreck going on. We stay green, though.
It was McCauley and Hagman getting together.
A couple of cars back of that frame look like they squirted out of a hot dog bun, Tony.
When you say we stay green.
Back to the trenches of modern eSIM racing fair. Oh, the 8 gets big time loose. It's going to cost him a ton of spots, or it could on the bottom. Now the 20 of Robertson's going to get around. I thought he would lose more spots than that, as he lost a ton of speed. But able to get that car wound back up. Is now that moves the 20. Now the 20 is gonna slide up the racetrack. That's gonna open the door back for Iracing. All this going on right in front of Bolstrom in the 3.
Iracing and Robertson have been up towards the front all night long. But right now they're letting Schnebel get away from him. Schnebel in that Kroger Kraft Mac and Cheese number 47, continuing to show the way right now.
Yeah, Schnebel is making that Camaro makeover work right now. Like you said, Tony, that extra downforce, that is just super gluing that race car to the track.
Mm-hmm.
Last time by at the line, Schnebel a 22.66 to Iracing's 0.51 at 22.51. Robertson, the slow car in the top 3, to 22.72, but he is still there lurking.
Iracing's got a little bit more steam down the straightaways, but Schnebel definitely has the advantage in the corners.
Like his tires are twice as wide when he rotates with that 47.
Well, just about.
He has grip for days, able to keep it just about right on that yellow line. It's a good run off, too. But you're right, that 8 of Iracing looks like he's definitely quicker. Corner entry and perhaps straight line speed as well. Not that you're straight here a lot at Richmond, but he definitely does seem to make some time up in the faster sectors of this racetrack.
Yeah, Schnebel just able to hang on as well as he is right now.
Schnebel just got corked.
Wow.
Schnebel put in the wall. More damage to the 47. That's going to open the door for Roberson.
What it absolutely is Robertson and Schnebel now door-to-door for second place. And Brostrom right back there stalking him as well. And
Hold on to Schnebel.
Yeah, and never count out the 54 Josh Grosso with Dan Homer back into the top 6. You know, he's got some scores to settle here.
Yeah, he definitely does. It may fade in the mind, but not forgotten. You're absolutely right, Tony. Starting to work that middle to high line of the racetrack. Top shelf where Mama likes to hide the cookies, as we like to say. Yeah, I think that hurt the 47 of Schnebel. He's just having a hard time now making that race car rotate. You see the 20's able to get around him. Now all over siege from the 3 of Bolstrom. Grosso is right there as well. The 78 gets out of the way there. Great heads up driving by the driver at the 78.
Speaking of side-by-side, the 24 and the 84 going after each other right now. And give the advantage to Danny Solo in that Exalta number 24 as Bowles sideways coming down the back chute.
This just inside the top 10. Bowles in that 8th place position. Solo in 7th, up 3 from where he started. Biggest mover continues to be, Tony, as you said earlier, Daniel Solo. Or
Homer.
Daniel Homer, I'm sorry. Daniel Homer.
Right country, wrong Dan.
And that's one of the things we get to do, or I get to do when you're new to a series, learn all the different drivers' faces and all that goes along with it. Having a great run here, Tony, up 22 spots.
Well, the thing is, this league is constantly changing because every season the team owners draft their team. So, you know, you might be in a Toyota this year, but next year you're going to be running a Chevy, or, you know, you're in a Ford and you end up in a Toyota next year. You know, and you're definitely not having the same number unless you're the team owner.
And that's a really good point, Tony. Things constantly evolving and changing throughout the series, one season to the next. You're absolutely right there. Hit the nail on the head.
And it's fun to see this. You know, your teammates with a guy one season, and the next season, you're not working together.
Definitely throws a curveball at you, you know, especially for some of these, you know, drivers that like to get entrenched somewhere for a long time. You know, to build all that rapport and those little interesting, you know, tidbits or those little golden nuggets that make you, you know, that make teams and drivers so great. You don't get that advantage here. That keeps you having to be evolving, and up on the wheel is the 47 again as Schnebel gets into the wall.
Schnebel bangs Wallace. Here comes Solo on Homer. Solo on the low side. Homer on the top shelf as they work through 1 and 2. Yikes. Schnebel almost getting into it with the lap car there.
Something. Yeah, there he goes. The 54 almost got spun, saves it. Now he goes up the hill and parks it right in front of 15%. Can save you 15% or more on car insurance. Right in the Geico restart zone.
And I dare say that the one of Mike Iskandar just caught the Dairy Queen Award.
First one of the race to get to the bar. We're not talking about DQ. Tony's talking about disqualification for incident points.
Yeah, I used to run with a group that anytime you actually got disqualified for something, they would hand you a spoon from Dairy Queen and go, and a gift certificate for $5.
Still get you a Buster bar.
Oh yeah, they get you an ice cream cone.
I haven't had ice cream from Dairy Queen probably since it's been over at least a year.
So watch this. The one sideways chases it down the track and just light contact with the one, and then gets hit from behind, and that's where the Dairy Queen happens. It was when Homer tagged him from behind. And everybody taking this time to come down for their money stop.
A little radical skedaddle action there on the racetrack. As you mentioned, late contact, but just enough. Look who's going to win the battle at pit road here. The last person you want to see.
Iracing.
Bingo. We know how fast that car is when it's in fresh air or clean air.
And he's been driving pissed off since just before that second stage caution because the lap cars kind of held him up. I feel sorry for the next lap car he catches because you remember how we call people, toot toot this or beep beep?
Yep.
Yeah. Iracing doesn't knock twice.
Shades of RJ Root, you're saying?
No. He skips the knocking. He just kicks the door in when he's mad.
10-4. Tracking you now there, Tony. That water drain clicks up 1, now 50%. Track temp continues to fall. As we continue to lose. Well, we transition pretty much here tonight now, Tony. Almost 9 p.m. in sim time. 87 degrees Fahrenheit. Still a hot one out there, just as we predicted. Everything gets better when the sun goes down, Tony. The nighttime, the right time now for iSNF, for these boys and girls out there on the racetrack. Does anyone have anything for Iracing in that number 8 RCR? Or does Schnebel get that 47 fixed up on pit road? Or does someone else punch the ticket and come through?
Now, here's the thing I want to point out to you. Marcus Hagman pit started this race. Dead spanking last. And he's currently into the top 10. So, Hagman, he's had speed. If he can keep that thing out of trouble, he might have something for these boys in the last 40 laps. Lights out on that Ford Mustang GT 500 pace car. Iracing, Robertson, Brostrom, Schnebel, Solo, and Homer, your top 3 rows.
Crawling at pit road speed, but that's about to change right now as that pace car pulls off the racetrack one more time. Let's send these engines soaring through the heavens up to that 9,100 RPM. Red line is Iracing, gets the restart of a lifetime. What a jump on the field. He's going to clear the competition, no problem. Side by side behind him, it's a slugfest between Robertson and Bolstrom. And here comes the 47 of Schnebel.
Schnebel hanging in there right now. As that is still a battle side by side. Brostrom on the outside, Robertson on the low side. Robertson going to slot back in and open the door for Schnebel to get to him. Robertson under heavy pressure right now. And it looks like one of the crew members has done a cannonball on the nose of the 47. That's not quite as messed up as it was earlier. Oh! Bolts just got yeeted into the outside wall.
Yeah, he got uncorked and sent up the hill.
Don't look now. Remember what I was telling you about Marcus Hagman?
He's coming.
Dan Homer, Marcus Hagman, and Steven Sear back in 11 are all tied for biggest mover at plus 22. Gunnarson's going to have something to say about that, though, as that Ford is still fast, even in the dirty air.
Yeah, Gunnarsson methodically trying to work his way back through the field here.
Checking back in here in the top 5. That's Schnebel and Solo going door to door. Ah, crap.
Caution back out on the racetrack, Tony. Something did not go according to plan.
Something went horribly wrong with the 54 of Gas Grossa.
Just steps out on it.
Oh my god.
Oh my, that's a 1-2 whack-a-mole. I thought he was going to be okay, and nope, the hammer came late.
And that car is broke with a capital B.
Took it to both ends.
Let's watch this again. You're going to see the 54, the back end's going to step out. Unfortunately, the 10 of Mikkel Hagstrom, nowhere to go, is going to pile in.
Bam! Oh, what a strike.
Yep, and that left rear suspension arm is no longer attached.
Bluetooth, as you like to say.
Mm-hmm. And we are back live. Arildson, Brostrom, Robertson, Schnebel, Solo, your top 5. Then you've got Homer, Gunnarsson, and Hagman, McCorkle, and Maines rounding out your top 10. But, Matt, take a look at the flags that are being shown on our end of things. Notice a common theme there?
You're saying that means something, Tony?
Well, you take a look at your current race leader. He's from Sweden. Second place, he's from Sweden.
It's from Sweden.
Charles Robertson, out of South Carolina, which might just as well be Sweden. Lenny Schnebel, who is from Germany, breaking up the monotony in your top 8. Then you've got Dan Solo, Sweden. Dan Holmer, Sweden. Jonas Gunnarsson, Sweden. And Marcus Hagman, Sweden.
Sweden. I see a theme, but I'm a little disconnected with the South Carolina reference.
Why not? Hey, they got
That
some
gives
good
me an
smorgasbord in South Carolina, sir.
Yeah, it gives me a good idea next time I go to Myrtle Beach.
What's that?
Well, how about I just show you?
Oh, God.
Lights out on the Mustang.
Why am I scared, folks?
Now we're on the right page.
Pace car ducks it on off. Arildson has the button. Brostrom looking to go with him. Arildson jumps on the loud pedal, and we are back underway.
Man, that 8 can get a restart. He just jumps out there.
Those 2 RCR cars have been strong all night.
They have been.
Come on.
Caution. Ooh. Yeah, you can't park there. trouble near the back of the mid-pack, I should say.
This was at the tail end of the top 10.
Oh, that's where it popped off. Oh, yikes.
Joey Maines just got used as a pinata.
He's got massacred.
There you see the 42 on the top of your screen. 21 backs out. 42 is going to dive it in. Cold tires.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you see how close that was? That could have been so much worse.
With who?
The last three that caught a piece coming through there.
Oh,
If
yeah.
any of them hit him flush or square, they would have ejected car parts into the grandstands.
Well, let's follow along with Paul Witt as we go on board.
Paul Witt was just so much fun to watch last week at Daytona. Just Richmond not being so nice to him, Tony.
All right, then. Settle it down. Settle it down. Settle it down. Rieldson continuing to show the way. Linus Brostrom sitting in second. Those two RCR whips are looking deadly tonight. As you got Charles Robertson, your highest running non-Chevy, sitting in third. And your highest running Ford, you got to go all the way back here to eighth with Jonas Gunnarsson. After a dominating performance last week on the plate track, he did lead quite a bit of this one here tonight, but it's starting to slip through his grasp. Should be going lights out this time by.
Keyword there is should. And survey says we do. Re-rack them, restack them one more time. Tony Trapasso, under 30 laps to go. A little Friday night style shootout action here under the lights in prime time. Why not?
Short track Saturday night.
You said it. Can somebody rattle Arielson's cage here? Or does he just take it to the house and win this thing? We're about to find out.
The answer is a definite maybe.
That 8 car is just... Oh, doesn't get away as good as he normally does, but comes up, gets some really good shifting work there. Able to barely clear the 3, get down in front of Bolstrom. Robertson right there, though, continues to lurk off the back of the front, too. And we're back to throwing haymakers at each other for third.
Ah, crap.
Still green on the Oh, that's going to bring out a caution. More parts on the racetrack. I believe that's an inner fender sitting out there.
Let's take a look at what happened with the 9 of Dan Homer here. Witt got yeeted down the backstretch. And we're watching Homer.
Homer has a
just gets into it with a 22.
With Gunnarsson, and that sets off a whole other... Oh, my goodness.
Jeepers. Hagman, Chris V, Steven Sear, Rhea Ferris, all getting taken down to the woodshed. Here you see Hagman back there. Jesus.
Ejectocito action there. Take it in the back. All that energy got to transfer somewhere. You know, went right into Homer.
Unbelievable.
Homer with the not so hallmark moment out there on the racetrack.
.41 of Missal.
All this heat cycling on these tires have you worried, Tony?
Not at all. They haven't gotten any heat into them.
You have a point.
Oh my God. More Dairy Queen awards.
Let's see, if you gave out the Buster bars, someone's going to get the Dilly bar. And possibly a peanut parfait.
I still prefer Cookie Puss from Carvel.
Agreed.
What'd you say? And we may have just lost Matt again.
No, sir, not at all. I'm right here, Tony.
So what did you say when I said Cookie Puss?
I think you heard an outside conversation. Anytime I say a certain driver's name, I get shot with a bottle of water.
Ooh, this is gonna be a fun game.
No, not really. Not for me.
No, but I can play this one too, because tell them to turn the stream on, and if I say it, you get shot with water too.
Luckily, that's only I can hear that.
Oh.
Put that down. Let's go out on the pace car one more time here from Richmond, Virginia. Mid-Atlantic racing action at its finest, Saturday night style. Going to Iracing do it again, or does Bolstrom get him on one of these restarts here? He's been getting closer.
Brostrom's got a shot at this, and they're teammates, so they're not going to purposely kill each other.
Well, we hope.
No, because that would make for an awkward conversation the next time they have to run an endurance race together. Pace car is in. Iracing has the button, jumps on the loud pedal, and Brostrom goes with him. Robertson under heavy pressure right now from both Schnebel and Solo.
Someone took it way up high.
That was
Solo, the 24.
Overcooked it going into one. That opens the door for McCorkle to get to his inside. And a little Penske on Penske action right behind him with Gunnarsson and Wimmer.
Everyone's driving all out right now. 100%er. There's only 20 laps remaining. You got to get all you can in the neighborhood right now. Oh, the 19 gets wiggly coming off the corner. Still in the heat of a dogfight there with Gunnarsson. He gets pushed to the outside now. He's in the middle of the top lane. The 19 gets loose again. He is driving the daylights out of that Toyota. Gunnarsson still hanging with them tough. They don't have it figured out. 19 laps to go.
The two of Wimmer starts to get some blinkies. That's not going to help things.
Hopefully that car settles down, and it does.
Hagman right there in the fight as well.
Hagman's just getting pinched there, right glued to the yellow or the yellow line or orange line. I'm sorry, right around this racetrack.
The mustard stripe.
The mustard stripe. Thank you. The spicy mustard stripe. Side by side, door to door, toe to toe. 23's off the pace there. That's going to allow the 5 and the 2 to get by. They're still not over with it, Tony. Here he comes right back at it again.
Well, Hagman right now is your biggest mover at plus. No, he's not. It's Steven Sear just outside the top 10.
And the 48
goes plus 21.
Sear sizzling here at the end of this piece.
Just has to keep that 44 behind him.
Easier said than done. Tony talking about Robert Rowe.
So go back up here with the 19 and the 21. That's Lothian in the 21, who unfortunately got jammed into the broadcast booth by no fault of his own. We didn't bring him here, but caused an accident a little earlier ago, and it's got a big wow in the right front fender of that car.
Certainly does.
And the reason why I call it that is because when you look at it Monday morning back in the race shop, knowing you got to replace that fender, the only thing you can do is look at it and go, wow, really? Right now, though, Iracing in command of this one. Half a second to the good over his countryman and teammate Linus Broström. Charles Robertson, your highest running Yoda right here, in third.
Also from Sweden, according to Tony. From
South Sweden.
South. Oh, the 20. Oh, the JGR car. He is in third right now, holding on to that final podium position from South Carolina.
I broke Matt again. It took a while for it to actually take effect. That was a joke grenade, folks. Coming to 10 to go. It'll be 10 to go next time by. Iracing continues to show the way. Solo and Gunnarsson still going after each other for 5th.
Really thought at one point Gunnarsson was going to be able to make his way back to the front of this field. Just wasn't able to do so. Perhaps too much damage on the race car, or all that dirty air just changing up the balance, and wasn't able to overcome that. Didn't have enough time on pit road, perhaps, to get everything that car reset and relocked and
well, he didn't want to give up track
locked.
position.
Well, that too. But just, I'm shocked to see that he wasn't able to get back to inside the top 3 here. That is a slugfest. Oh, look at the slideways drift action from the 47 of Leonard.
Lenny Schnabel trying to hang on to a podium for the second week in a row. Just has to get by Charles Robertson, who's a half a second up the road. There is the 20 of Robertson.
But Solo now all over the back.
8 to go. Make that 7 to go.
Fastest car on the racetrack continues to be your leader. Iracing in a 22.51 the last time by, Tony. That's a tenth and a half faster than anyone else out there right now.
No, he absolutely is. We're checking in with the times for Broström. They were even the last lap before that. This time by, Broström's just a tick quicker.
Yeah, just as I say that,
not enough to count for anything, but
no, but he definitely, I mean, he picked it up because before that he was a 10th off, and now he really turns the wick up, but not enough with 6 laps remaining here. Here comes Gunnarsson back on Solo as he gets him in his crosshairs. Solo going to go way up top, going to open the door wide open for Gunnarsson here. He's going to pull side by side, little forward on Chevy action here. Getting late into this piece as they go through the turns 3 and 4 complex. Side by side, door to door. Who's it going to be at the line? That's going to go to Gunnarsson. With Tony, 4 laps to remain.
4 laps to go. Iracing continues to show the way. Your top 6 pretty much locked in right now, as they've got a 2-second gap back to the 2.5 second gap back to Blake Lothian. As long as we can stay green, your top 5 are pretty much guaranteed, or top 6 are guaranteed to top 6. From there's some fighting going on, but for the most part, this race is pretty well sorted. This is your closest battle on track between Gunnarsson and Solo, as we are 3 to go now, coming to 2 to go.
Yeah, and Gunnarsson and Solo have out the heavy artillery, or they've had the cannons pointed at each other, returning fire. Now Gunnarsson's going to turn it down underneath the 9. 9 just getting out of the way. That's going to allow Solo now to try and make a last-moment, last-ditch effort here. You can see a big wiggle off the corner. Solo putting everything he can into that 24. I don't think it's going to be enough, Tony. Just too much of a gap right now.
White flag is out. We are racing back to checkers, Matt, as Iracing continues to show the way. All he's got to do is keep it off the wall.
Like you said, Tony's just got to keep it off the wall one more time as we go through the turns 3 and 4 complex for the final time. Alex Iracing in the number 8 RC Iron Machine is going to take the checkered flag here at Richmond. What a drive. What a performance from the RCR driver. Linus Bolstrom. Absolutely, Tony. Class of the field. Teammates working together. Had some bad speed together. Robertson, he's going to get the 3rd and final podium spot. He's going to come up and show some love to the 3 from the 47. Why not, boys? Burn it down.
Absolutely. Side-by-side burnouts for Richard Childress Racing here tonight. And Matt, I believe... I'll have another beer. No, I'm kidding. I believe you got our race winner with you now.
Alex Iracing, Matt and Tony up in the booth. You got me, bud.
I got you.
What a race, man. You and your teammate clearly had the car to beat. How were you able to go out there and put out such a dominating performance up against such great competition here at Richmond?
I don't know. I mean, we unloaded the car with speed from the beginning. We were fast in practice, fast in qualifying, and we were able to execute well in the race and play the strategy right, I think, in the end. Even though it's a bit of a gamble sometimes when to pit and not to pit, seeing as track position is king around here, as it's so difficult to pass.
Absolutely right. Difficult to pass. I mean, you started from the pole, like you said, car unloaded fast, but you did get mired back in traffic a little bit and still able to carve your way back up to the point. But I mean, that was treacherous at times. Describe that lap traffic or the traffic you were racing. How did that impact your drive to the front?
Yeah, well, it was a bit tricky, as you say. So at the first stage break, I decided to take 4 tires, which quite a lot of people in front of me didn't. Either no tires or 2 tires, and they came out in front. So I think I restarted 8th or 9th. But as you say, it was a bit treacherous getting through the field, but I managed to do it without any major damage.
Oh, you're absolutely right. You did a phenomenal job piloting that Chevrolet back up to the front methodically. It was beautiful to watch up here in the broadcast booth. Race number 2, win number 1 for you. What does this do for your momentum moving forward, sir?
Well, I mean, I guess that means I'm locked into the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken, which means I can race a bit more aggressively, I guess, going forward and race for wins.
Well, if you get more aggressive, folks, get the popcorn because it's about to be a real show. Not that it wasn't, but look for Iracing to go next level as he's already into the playoffs. Before we cut you loose, bud, who do you want to thank? Who helps you get it done on the 8th?
I want to thank my teammates at RCR and our Alliance teammates as well. for Sporting 3D.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner from Richmond International Raceway made it look easy at times as he blanks the field. That is the driver, Alex Iracing. Thank you, bud. Tony, back to you.
Thank you.
And joining me now is his teammate, driver of the RCR number 3, Linus Brostrom. All things considered, you can't be too disappointed with a podium finish, especially with you and your teammate both being as fast as you were tonight.
Well, I mean, the first real race as a team owner, and we finished 1-2. What more can you ask for?
Exactly.
Had a great race, pole position, stage win. I think we were 1-2 or 1-3 in the first stage. Alex should have had a stage win in the second stage as well until we had some issues with traffic, but still third and fourth there and 1-2 at the finish.
Yeah, Matt forgot to ask him during his interview, but if you want to let us in on what type of words and phrases were being used, if you can say them in English.
I mean, I know Alex is fast here, so.
Oh yeah, no, I mean.
And he showed it. So, but at the end, it was just try to get the restarts right to keep up front, and it was like count me down so I can go with you, and then I'm not gonna touch you, like. I know he's faster than me, and if we start battling, we're going to lose it. So I'd rather finish second and have a 1-2 for us than start battling and screw it up. Because, we've been teammates outside of RCR for like a couple of years. And once we've had an issue, and since then we've never had an issue. So we're kind of used to working together. And I knew he was faster. So I told him, as long as you don't fuck it up, sorry about that, I'm not going to do anything to you. So just do your thing. And I'll stay behind you, and we'll get this. So, and that's what happened. So, yeah.
1-2 finish. As a matter of fact, I'm looking down through here. Your fiance, you got to be proud of her. Top 20 finish after having some problems early. She got caught up in one of those early melees and rebounded to a top 20. That was a solid run out of Emily as well.
Yeah. Some issues early, unfortunately, and then I think she managed to stay out of trouble, got ran over a couple of times, I think, but getting back into top 20 with that early incident is still a pretty good job out of 40-something drivers, so yeah.
Absolutely.
Especially since she hates this track, so.
Well, we're going to something a little more calm next week, but Linus, who do you need to thank? Who helps you get it done on the 3?
Well, first of all, Ria and everybody for setting up the league, and obviously all the guys over at Bright Esports who I'm now with, and all our sponsors. But yeah, it's and you guys obviously again. We've worked with you guys for a year, so appreciate everything that you do to put on the broadcasts and everything.
Well, you guys keep.
And then obviously Alex for putting it in victory lane.
There you go. You guys keep giving us action like you gave us tonight, and we will give you many more broadcasts like you got tonight. But Linus Brostrom, congratulations on the podium. We will see you next week, my friend.
Thank you.
And Matt, I believe you've got the highest running Toyota with you now.
Tony, take this one, please.
Okay, I can do that. Charles Robertson, the highest running Toyota in the field. Congratulations on getting a podium here at Richmond. And we were joking around earlier that it was like almost an all Swedish top 7, with the exception of Schnebel and yourself. So, congratulations! You're from South Sweden tonight.
Yeah, those guys they're quick, but we had a good bit
win.
Yeah, I'm glad I got that. I had a terrible race last week, but those Swedes are pretty hard to beat. So I feel like we're pretty even, and that last restart I kind of messed up, and I just couldn't gain it back.
Well, you hung on as well as you could, and I tell you, you were right in that mix all night long. Matter of fact, from the drop of the green flag, I don't think you dropped out of the top 5 at all. So, congratulations on that. But moving forward with the season, this has got to give you a good feeling and try to put some momentum back on your side as the season wears on.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Got to thank all my teammates, Brian, Cody, everybody who's in the Discord chat. It was definitely a decent race on my end. Hopefully I can keep it up.
Well, Charles, again, congratulations on the podium. Who else do you need to thank? Who helps you get it done on the number 20?
Like I said, all my teammates, Rhea for putting on the league. You guys do a good broadcast, and yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
All right, Charles Robertson, congratulations on the podium. We will see you next week. Best of luck to you then.
Thank you, man.
And that is going to about do it for us tonight here from Richmond. Take a quick look at our finishing order. Alex Arilton, Linus Brostrom, Charles Robertson. We just spoke to those three gentlemen. Lenny Schnebel, Jonas Gunderson, Dan Solo, Blake Lothian, Cody McCorkle, and Marcus Hagman and Paul Witt rounding out your top 10. Steven Sear, good recovery for him, coming home in 11th. Robert Rowe in 12th. Chris Van Maastricht in 13th. Jeff Weimer in 14th. Rhea Ferris rounding out the lead lap cars in 15th. And then Brian Chu coming home in 16th after an early melee took him out of things, shall we say.
Absolutely.
Dan Homer, Emily Fagrell, Jason Bower, and Jerry Parker rounding out the top half of the field, Matt.
Jerry Parker rounds out the top half of the through. I'll bring you the rest of the way through the finishing results here from Richmond. In 21st, that's going to be Angel Hernandez. 22nd, the bad fast Christian Delgado until trouble found him on the racetrack in the 7th. 23rd, Joey Maines winding up 24th. Thomas Stanley in the 23. And rounding out the top 25 from SHR, that is Michelle in the 41. 26 belongs to William Britton, Nicholas Hodstrom, Grasso, Bowles, and Eduardo. Tony, help me out with Carapato. Thank you. Is your top 30. 31st belongs to Bob Wyckoff. 32nd, Michael Isklander in the 1 there. 33rd belongs to Jared McCauley. 34th, that is Schmidt, Griffin, Lasso, Paul Wilson, Michael Gervey, Rivers, Hermie Sadler, and Chris Melton round out the 41 starters here from Richmond, Tony. And it was everything we thought it was going to be, and then some, with an epic battles up front, and the beauty and the just the strength and the drive and determination from the driver of the 8. It simply doesn't get any better than that, Tony Trapasso.
Absolutely. I mean, all things considered, let's take a look at something real quick. 200 laps and only 10 cautions here on the short track at Richmond. That's actually impressive.
That's pretty darn good.
I mean, we've come here before where it's just been nightmare after nightmare after nightmare after nightmare. Now, we did have a couple of mid-race cautions that were ticky-tacky and probably shouldn't have happened. Just guys getting overly aggressive too early. But all things considered, I mean, this group is a solid group to run with. We had clean racing, side-by-side clean racing throughout the entirety of this field all night long. And it was just little mistakes that brought the cautions out. And it was nothing egregious at any time.
And a lot of that's just the personality and the character, the demeanor of Richmond. That's what it does to you. That's
right.
The other part of this catalyst too, Tony. You said it best there. And the side-by-side racing, especially at the front, best in class, best I've seen in a long time. I know everyone that tuned in live on the SRM channel, they certainly got their subscriberships worth right here on SRM. And Tony, I go over to prep for a doubleheader. So Take us home there, brother.
Well, he's Matt Metler. I'm Tony Trapasso. Reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, until we get a chance to meet again, and as you walk down the road of life this week, do us all a huge favor. Don't play in traffic. God bless. We'll see you next week.